Well, hello again, and here we are with Creating Healing Gardens Part 2, and this is the first of the key principles, and it's all to do with the unseen living energies of the world and universe around us. Now, when we step into our gardens as we leave our house, we're actually stepping into a living world of subtle and unseen energies that is absolutely surrounds and suffuses ourselves and the world around us and all the trees and plants. For a start, we have the colours, the smells, the light and sound, and these are all forms of energy. And then we have the living influences of all the trees and plants, animals and insects that fill the whole space. Just get down on your knees and look under a blade of grass and you'll find all sorts of insects there, almost certainly. The whole of the world we live in is suffused with life. So we're walking into this wonderful world where everything is alive and it's full of energies of all kinds. Now, this world of unseen energy stretches much, much further than just the trees and plants we see around us. It stretches to the influences of our earth, the sun, the moon, and beyond to the stars. Indeed, the unseen influences of the whole universe are there in our gardens, as that wonderful quote from Thomas Berry says. So let's have a look at this. So let's head off to start with out into the universe, because all begins in the unseen. All began in our universe in the energy worlds. Now we're all used to being surrounded by physical things, and of course we can feel the energy as well. After all, when the sun rises, we see the sun and we can feel the energy too, the energy of the heat, the light. But what we might not realize, in fact, is that there's a further massive aura of energy around the sun and the whole solar system as it travels through the galaxy and travels through the universe. And these forms of energy we cannot normally see as we travel through the galaxy. Now, this creates a kind of vast energy bubble or aura around us, around our whole solar system for a start. But in fact, amazingly, it's just the same with our planet, with our unseen planet. Now, we all know the pictures from space, don't we, showing a beautiful physical globe, and here's a somewhat unusual one showing a picture of Australia, which is a very interesting country as well, but that's another fascinating story. But you see, there's far more to Earth too. Earth is also surrounded by an extraordinary magnetic energy field and travels round the sun and the solar system in its own bubble or aura too, just like the sun itself. All the physical bodies we see in our universe also have these kinds of bubbles or auras around them in one form or another. And as above, well, so below, as the ancient philosophers used to say, because indeed, yes, it's the same for us humans. And again, we all know the physical form, as in Leonardo's famous Vitruvian Man, but we're now discovering, as indeed spiritual traditions have always thought and always known, that we too have our own energy fields or auras or energy bubble around us. Now, on the left is a picture of the kind of colours of places of where traditions considered to be our 7 centres of energy in our body, while on the right is a wider kind of energy diagram of a human showing our own bubble or aura or kind of subtle energy magnetic fields, you might say. And of course, the unseen human, well, all life has unseen energy fields. And it's the same with plants as well. And they have fields around them, they have auras around their leaves and around the whole plants. And in these pictures on this page, we're just showing the energy fields that Kirlian photography indicates to us around the leaves of trees. They're beautiful pictures, aren't they? But that's the energy picture of a leaf. So, one of the critical issues here, that there is a whole living web of seen and unseen lives that are interconnected and interrelated. So as we walk into our gardens and see the plants around us, we're actually in the midst of a totally living organism of physical presence, but also unseen energies, which not only come from the plants around us, they come from our earth, they come from the sun, they come from the galaxy, they come from the universe. We're walking into a most extraordinary living wash of magical, wonderful energy worlds. The trees are alive, the plants are alive, the ground is teeming with insect life. Absolutely everything is alive or regenerating into new life in this extraordinary place we call a garden. And as we come into our gardens, so the living, seen and unseen web of life and energy that we're talking about here, it will actually sense us too as we sense it. And if we wish to respond to it, it can connect to us and transfer healing energies to us too. Now, Princess Irene of the Netherlands, who was a social educator, said these very special words which give an excellent idea of what's being spoken of here. The more we become multisensory persons, the better we can relate, feel, and experience the interconnectedness of all things. A multisensory person can feel the energies, not only of other people, but also of the flowers, the sun, the trees, the earth's energy. And how true that is. So here's another final picture of a frosty winter morning at Coombe, and a lovely piece of poetry by Robert Louis Stevenson which talks about the same thing. It's not so much for its beauty that the forest makes a claim upon men's hearts, as for that subtle something, that quality of air that emanates from old trees, that so wonderfully changes and renews a weary spirit. Well, cheerio, and speak again soon.